Hey everybody, it's Mary Jo. I am almost done with this sweater. Y'all remember this sweater? I started this sweater last month, and because of all the craziness, I've been working on it behind the scenes. I haven't really done much. Well, I haven't filmed, but I've done quite a bit. I finished both sides. I put both sides together. My yarn is falling. And right now, I'm trying to figure out how to do this because I ran out of yarn, y'all. Sorry. I officially finished all 4 skeins. And I was on my very last sleeve. So, I was able to finish the top, which I did and I didn't because I would have really liked to be able to put like one more round on it, but that isn't happening. What I'm doing now is taking apart this sleeve a little bit at a time, and I'm going to tie it onto this sleeve and see if I can get both sleeves to be the same length. And then I'm going to my friend's house, and I am going to try to steam the sleeves and get them to grow a little bit. We all saw that that does work. So I right now am trying to finish it because I would like to take a different project with me. And I mean, I think it's still a little too cold outside for us right now for me to just wear this sweater because this yarn is a little on the thinner side. And I realized that what I need to do is make a cardigan of a solid color, which is not really my thing. Oh, I like I'm making the green one, which that's more of like a thicker, kind of like a coat / cardigan that I'm making, which I am going to be working on very, 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 very soon. But I wanted to make like a spring cardigan, like kind of like maybe a hexie. Or maybe, ooh, the cardigan I just finished, the one that's the 2 panels that I sewed together and put the sleeves on. I want to make, maybe I'll make one of those. Because what I want to do is I would like to have a cardigan in just a solid color, so that way when I wear pretty stuff like this, and I have quite a few, if I want to put a cardigan over it, because this isn't very thick. It's not like, the other sweaters that I've made. And if I want to put a cardigan over it, I don't have a solid cardigan. I really don't have a solid cardigan. So I don't know if I want to try and recreate one of my other cardigans or if I want to recreate that one. Because I do have my gray one that I know y'all have seen me in. I love wearing it, the gray and black one. But, and I've been thinking about this for a while now. I really do need a solid cardigan in either. I kind of didn't. I want to make it in black, but I'm going to hold off on that because it's summer now, right? Summer's coming. I need something, and I do have a tendency of wearing a lot of black. But summer is coming, so I don't want to make a black one. I want to make something that I will wear in the summertime. Because, there are days where at night it gets a little chilly, or like the spring. We still have, it takes me, especially if I'm feeling good, it takes me like 2 to 3 days to make a cardigan. And I really think that I want to make a solid cardigan so that I can get a lot of use out of it. I'm just trying to figure out what color I want to do, because obviously my preferred color is black, which I will be making a full solid black cardigan. In what style, I don't know, but it will be done. I just want to wait more towards the end of the summer, maybe like around September. Again, it takes me a couple of days to make a cardigan, especially if I'm feeling much better. It won't take me very long to make a cardigan. Or if I want to make a hexie cardigan. But I have to, on top of figuring out what kind of cardigan I want to make, I need to pick out a neutral color. I am not going to do white or cream, because that would just be a disaster. Me and wearing white or cream is not a good idea, because I tend to dirty everything. But I don't know if I should do one in a light gray. Oh, wait. Am I doing the decrease now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now, before I talk about that, I did, and let me try and figure this out a little bit, because I want to put a stitch marker so more doesn't come out until I need it. Now, I frogged it back to the, I'm gonna, I think, take off, see, in this one, when I try to frog the Fairyland yarn, it was very, very hard. This one seems to be a lot easier. So I'm going to pull back just a few more rows. Just a few. I think that bringing it down to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so how many rows did I have? 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So I'm going to pull this back to 2 rows of single crochet. Of double crochet. And see, this is where the tricky part comes in. Okay. And even if I don't need this much, which I have no idea what I'm going to need, but I rather have a little extra pulled out and then figure it out, like where, put it back on this, whichever way I do it, because I would like to finish this off with a half double instead of a double, which is how I had it. So what I'm going to do is pull this back. And again, it's not the best yarn to frog. If you see, it does keep getting stuck. This is the last row that I'm going to frog. And I think that this is the third one. Yeah, so I'm going to frog this one right here. It's almost out. And I'm actually so surprised at how this yarn frogs, because if you remember, if you saw my other videos, when I first started working with this yarn, I was scared that it was going to be a lot like the fairy yarn, which I could not frog at all. I really messed up my sweater when I had to frog. I lost a lot of yarn when I did that. And this one is actually not that bad, right? I mean, so far, I haven't had that much of a problem with it. Just a little bit here and there. Now, we don't need to take that out. What I'm going to do is put a stitch marker right here. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I already tied it onto this side, this giant jumbled mess, and I'm going to try and go as far as I can with this yarn. So right now, as I have it, it's what? Actually, I might have to frog back a little bit more, because I have to do a decrease and then 8 more rounds. And I doubt this yarn is going to be enough. And again, I'm just so disappointed because I did want long sleeves on this, and that's just not going to happen. I have to remember that when what am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know. Hey, y'all. I was editing this video, and I realized that I lost a lot of footage. I put together what I could. I noticed that the end of, you're going to see when it starts, like, I had a phone call and the video cuts off, and then with everything that's going on, I wasn't able to, I didn't remember to film after that, so I apologize for that. I just wanted to say that, you know, this video is a little crazy. I was gonna scrap it all together, but I figured that, you know, maybe you'll like it, and it'll show people that not everybody's perfect, right? We all screw up. We all make mistakes. I feel so bad that I didn't get as much of the process of this sweater down. I will, the next time I make it in a different yarn color, I will definitely do the process, but you know, like I said, I was just editing it and I noticed that the video cut off, and I went to go look, and I didn't film anything after that. And the little bit of footage that I had for before the beginning of this video was gone too. So I just filmed my outro, which you'll see in a minute. But I put up the outro, I finally get it all together, and I realized that there's a chunk missing. I don't know what happened, but I thought I would put the front together and the back together and just put this in the middle and let you know that I'm so sorry for the craziness that is this video, and I hope you get a laugh out of it, or you think I'm crazy. I both could be true at the same time. So here you go. Hey guys. It's been a few days since I filmed the end of the video, and honestly, I uploaded it, but I haven't edited it yet, so I'm not exactly sure as to how I left off, and I will give you a better shot, but right now, I'm actually going to, getting ready to go to a doctor's appointment, and I want to get this video up today, so I had to do the closing for it. As you can see, I am wearing the sweater. Now, it did not come out exactly how I wanted because I ran out of yarn. So, unfortunately, it doesn't look exactly the way I wanted it. I had only bought 4 skeins, and 4 skeins was not enough. I think that if I'm going to make this sweater again, in different colors or in a different style, I think I have this yarn in like a black and white. I have to see. And I believe that I have 5 skeins, but I know that I'm going to need at least 5 skeins. They're not very big skeins, right? How many yards is this? Actually, it's 279 yards. So, you know, I guess because the yarn is thinner, it's not as bulky. Because the regular, like, loops and threads, the soft classic, the big ones, this one right here, is 354 yards, right? But I guess 279 yards is a pretty decent size, but I am going to need 5 of these to make a sweater this size. Now, I know that I already made it oversized, right? It's not like a fitted shirt. I'm going to try and make a fitted one and reduce it. And also, I have found out that one of the reasons why I had gained a lot of weight is because of my thyroids. So, apparently they're barely working. Now I'm starting to take medication again to get them working again, and I know what that means. That means that within a few months, I'm going to lose some weight. Not a big amount of weight, but I know I am going to go down a size, so I'm going to have to do the math anyway and make a smaller size, so maybe 4 might be enough. But, and I was talking to my friend, about it, and she's like, it's going to be really big, because right now, again, it is oversized. This is not meant to be a fitted sweater. So it is a little bit oversized, because I believe I am a size large top at the moment. And she was like, that's like an extra large right there that you made. So even if I make it a little bit oversized, making the large will use less yarn. But I got very upset because I wanted to make the sleeves. Now, can I, take this apart and redo it? Sure. That is an option. But honestly, I don't want to, because I actually do like, the way that it fits. And when because I wanted an oversized sweater. Now, when I lose a little bit more weight, because I have lost, I think, 5 or 6 pounds, maybe 7 pounds. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but anyway, it's going to really fit baggy the way I kind of envisioned it to look. So I'm excited about that. The only thing that I would like to do is, hopefully, sometime in the future, I will be able to get to Michael's. And if I can get another skein of this yarn, I would love to finish off the sleeves and just tighten it up a little bit in here, because the only thing I'm like a little, not scared of, but worried about, I guess, is a better way to put it. When I do lose a little bit of weight, this is going to get really baggy and it might fall off, a little bit. I don't think that'll be a problem, because I don't mind wearing stuff off the shoulder. This was supposed to be a little bit more closed off, though. So I was thinking that what I can do is if I can get my hands on like another skein of this, at least one more, I could like add another round of single crochet just to tighten it up just a little bit more, because I love the way this came out. I really do love the way this came out. It reminds me of those sweaters that we had when I was a teenager. You know, the ones that you were like, you'd get at like the Gap, and it had like one solid color, and then like it had like the strip of colors like here. And, you know, yeah, this isn't one solid color, but the way that like the stripes go different than the way the shirt is made. And, you know, I always like that. But I'm going on a tangent. I think that the only thing I would do different with this sweater style moving forward, and if y'all have any name and any ideas about names, I really kind of like suck at naming my projects. And I know that I'm going to have to do that, you know, to, you know, write up the patterns and stuff whenever I figure out how to do that. But I guess we can call this my facets sweater. I have no idea. If you have any suggestions, you can leave them down in the comment section. But what I was going to say is, like, the only thing that I would do if I could get another skein of yarn would be to tighten this up just a little bit more and bring it in just a little bit more here, and definitely make the sleeves longer, because I know it looks pretty. I know it's okay to have 3/4 sleeves. I don't like it personally. And, you know, when I write up this pattern, I will make it available like the way I have it now. But I would also really love, because of just personal preference, to be able to get at least one more skein of this and finish up the top a little bit, close it in just a little bit more, because I think I did make the V a little bit too low. I could have gone up just a few more rows, like halfway in between the pink one that I did and this one. But I love it. Again, the only thing that I want to do, if I can get another skein of yarn, will be to tighten up the top just a little bit more, lengthen the sleeves, because personal preference, I prefer to have longer sleeves. I love long sleeves. And you'll see in a minute, do the bottom. All right, because I didn't get to, like, do the round around the bottom like I like to do on my sweaters that, like, goes around the entire sweater so that you don't see, you know, you can't tell where the seams are. And again, that's personal preference. I think the sweater looks beautiful, but there's just a few things that I would improve on if I had more yarn. One of them being the sleeves. Because, again, I think that it looks gorgeous, and you're going to see it in a second, but I would prefer the sleeves to be longer. But it's finished. So, thank you so much if you watched the whole video. I know that things have been crazy and out of control. I can't, unfortunately, control what's going on with my health at the moment. I'm trying to by going to the doctors and getting on medication and stuff like that, and hopefully it'll level out. But I'm doing my best, and I greatly appreciate all the new subscribers that I have. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. I do have so much that I want to create and do. I know I spoke a little bit about it in yesterday's video. Um, but I have a ton of yarn all over my desk now for a few things that I want to work on. And I do want to make another sweater like this, but I don't have any spring colors in a lightweight yarn like this. So I know I shouldn't, I mean, I don't know if I can. I have to see if I have the funds to do it. But I would really, really, really like to be able to get a, and I know y'all are going to be laughing at me when I say this, if you've watched any of my previous videos, especially the Vlogmas video with the whole 3-weight blanket fiasco. And I can't believe I'm saying this either, but I really do want to get a few 3-weight light colored yarns in DK weight, because I do love the way this sweater came out. And if I can get a nice 3-weight or DK, which is the same thing, I believe, I would not use it for a blanket. But I think I'm okay with making a sweater with it. I still prefer to do my cardigans in a 4-weight yarn. Or maybe like a 3-weight yarn that's on the heavier, like the thicker side of a 3-weight. Not quite a 4-weight, but not as thin as some 3-weights that I've seen. I wouldn't mind doing a cardigan in that for like the spring, and even if in like some cotton blend yarns. But I really do want to get some nice light color 3-weight yarn and make another one of these for the spring. And I will make sure that in the pattern it'll be where you can make the 3/4 sleeves. But again, if I'm going to put a sweater on, I want it to cover my arms. That's why I'm putting a sweater on. You know what I mean? So I want long sleeves. That's just the way my ADHD brain works. The way my brain works. If I'm putting on a cardigan or a sweater, it's because I'm a little cold and I want sleeves, because if my body's cold, then my arms are cold. But anyway, I never really liked 3/4 inch sleeves, like 3/4 sleeves, whatever you call this. I never really liked them. Either I want sleeves or I don't. And most of the time, the only reason I put on a sweater or a cardigan is for sleeves, because I live in tank tops. If you haven't noticed by now, I really live in tank tops. Now, that being said, that is one of the things that I want to work on. And I think I also want for the summer, maybe like for tank tops, maybe a 3-weight yarn. Because the one I was wearing yesterday for St. Patty's Day, that isn't a 4-weight. That, I believe, was actually the second tank top I ever made, or the third. I can't remember. It was the top 3. I know it wasn't the first one, because I believe the first one was in blue, and it was Premier Yarn. It was yarn from the Dollar Tree. Because this is when I was learning and I didn't have enough, and I didn't know where to get yarn. But anyway, that's a different story. I would like to make tank tops in a 3-weight yarn. I think they would come out better, not as bulky. Although I'm not getting rid of those or redoing anything with them, because I love I think it's 3 tank tops that I have that were made in 4-weight yarn. Um, one was Loops and Threads, that shiny yarn. If you have seen my Vlogmas videos for my blanket, you'll know what I'm talking about. Uh, I made one in that yarn, that ropey yarn, and I made one in the Premier yarn that you get at the Dollar Tree, and I made one in the Big Twist, which is what you saw yesterday. So that one is actually the lightest out of all of them, but it's still acrylic, like a 4-weight, not acrylic. It's 4-weight. I don't care if it's acrylic. I'm not one of those people that, oh, I'm not going to use acrylic in the summer. I will absolutely use acrylic in the summer. I do have a tank top that I was working on that's in my whip pile, the 4 whips that I have left, and that one is going to be worked on most likely next week. But I think I want to find some lightweight DK weight yarn and make a tank top with it and see how that looks. But I'm really loving this sweater. So I'm going to stop talking. Thank you all for stopping by, for watching this, for supporting me by subscribing. It means the world to me. I am trying to grow my channel, so any support that you can do is wonderful. Subscribe, like my videos, you know, leave a comment. I love to hear comments. I will respond to every single one of you. I love the feedback. And, you know, just stopping by and watching is awesome. Thank you so much. And again, you can always, if you really do like watching the insanity and chaos that is my life, you can always hit that. If you're subscribed, you can hit that little bell and it'll let you know when I'm on. And this year I want to focus so much on just creating and recreating, like creating new patterns and recreating my old ones and getting them down where I have a working physical pattern that I can look on, and hopefully one day get those done where I can get them out to you guys. And I try to do simple but pretty and functional and not waste that much yarn because, let's be real, can't afford to spend too much on yarn. And, you know, I like the simpler stitches that don't eat up yarn. The pretty stitches that, you know, take up a lot of yarn, they're beautiful. But I'm more of a simple kind of girl. Ooh, sorry. I'm more of a simple kind of girl. And I just want to create, and I hope you come on this journey with me. So, one second. Okay, hopefully this will work. Maybe you can see the entire sweater. If you could see that. And again, it is very roomy, you see? And the sleeves, I made them as even as possible, and I even messed up. I don't know if I caught any of it, like, on film, but I did, like, was working off the yarn on both sleeves at the same time towards the end, just to make sure that I had the same amount of rows. And it drove me a little crazy. But see where it's still room? Now, I know that when I lose a little bit of weight, it is going to still be baggy, but I think it's going to fall a little bit differently, and I'm going to be okay with that. And again, if this one falls off the shoulder, you know, like, I don't care. You can wear it like this, you know, like, you can fix it and wear it like this. I always have a tank top underneath because I just have to. That's how I feel comfortable. Because again, I do get hot, so I take them off. And but this is what it looks like. I hope you can see it. I'm standing on my tippy toes because I was trying to do this a little bit differently. And let's bring you back down here for just a second. And try to film on a different angle. And now I don't want to like turn the camera and mess it all up. So this is what it looks like. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked this video. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.